Exercise and movement are fundamental to making progress after a stroke. It is the vehicle that gets you from where you are to where you want to be. But a very common symptom called post-stroke fatigue can end your workout right after it starts. Today, I'm going to explain why that happens and what you can do about it so that you can get back to making progress. Post-stroke fatigue, sometimes called neurofatigue, is not like regular fatigue. After a stroke, your brain has to work a lot harder to do the things that used to be automatic. Moving your body, coordinating your muscles, focusing, processing information, and making decisions. Even seemingly simple movement now requires more effort from your brain. And it may also still be in the healing stage after your stroke, which adds another layer of complexity. So when you try to exercise or do your home rehab routine, your muscles might be willing, but your brain runs out of energy quickly. And that's why you might feel mentally drained, physically heavy, generally overwhelmed, or that you're worn out before your muscles are even worked out. This kind of fatigue is real, and it's incredibly common after a stroke. Unfortunately, there's no prescribed timeline for when or if this type of fatigue gets better. For some survivors, it's going to slowly start improving over the first couple of years, while for others, they have to learn how to cope with it over time. So firstly, recognize you're not being lazy. Post-stroke fatigue is neurological. And this is crucial to understand about recovery because it is not just an arm or a leg thing. It is neurological. It is a brain thing. And the key driver of recovery, as we know it today, is neuroplasticity, which is the brain's ability to create new pathways and strengthen existing ones. And research consistently shows us that there are a few things that really matter when it comes to driving neuroplasticity after a stroke. And the first is repetition. The brain learns through repeated exposure. The more that you practice a task or a movement, the more that the brain has a chance to strengthen those neural pathways. The second thing is intensity, and this means that the activity, the exercise, or the movement that you're doing is challenging enough to require effort and engagement. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to go all out and exhaust yourself, but you do have to give your brain a reason to adapt. And the third is consistency. Even doing smaller amounts of exercise and movement regularly is far more important than doing one big all-out effort every couple of weeks. And this is because neuroplasticity is built over time, not just in one session. Exercise and movement matter in stroke recovery because it's not just about strengthening your muscles, but it's about creating an environment where the brain can learn as well. And in fact, some forms of exercise, like high-intensity interval training or HIIT, have been shown to increase factors in the brain that actually lead to increased neuroplasticity. Made a whole video about it that you can check out if you like. However, this doesn't mean that you push through severe fatigue. What it does mean is that movement is one of the most powerful tools that we have for brain recovery, and it can be scaled, adapted, and progressed safely over time, even with short sessions, with modified movements, and showing up consistently at a level that feels manageable. The goal isn't perfection. It's about creating repeated opportunities for your brain to change. But there's also a vicious cycle that comes into play here. When you experience post-stroke fatigue, exercise can feel hard or impossible. And when exercise or your home rehab routine feels hard, you avoid it, understandably so. Less activity leads to deconditioning. And deconditioning makes any activity feel exhausting, including exercise. And when exercise feels hard or impossible, you don't do it. This is what I call the fatigue inactivity cycle. And the hardest part, it starts to feel like something that you can't escape. You might think to yourself, my body just cannot do this. Or I'll try again when I have more energy. Or maybe you just give up on your home rehab routine altogether because it feels like it's just too much. But these thoughts are what lead to you being stuck in the cycle and continuing to experience increased fatigue. However, there is another side that we have to examine, and one that you might have concerns about right now. So many stroke survivors are told, just push through it, do more, no pain, no gain. But after a stroke, pushing through severe fatigue can sometimes make things worse. Overdoing it can lead to pain, brain fog, emotional and mental health issues, and just needing days or a week to recover from one intense workout. But here's the thing. This doesn't mean that exercise or being disciplined in your home rehab is bad. It means that it's crucial for you to have an understanding of post-stroke fatigue and that how you exercise matters. So what actually helps you fight this fatigue inactivity cycle? The first thing you need to do is check with your doctor to make sure that you are okay to start engaging in different exercise movements and a home rehab routine. The second thing is to build rest into your home rehab or exercise routine, especially if you are just getting started or getting back into it. Rest days after workout days are not a failure. They are necessary for recovery. And they're part of any healthy exercise routine. Because if you push too hard too fast, you are going to increase the chance of burnout and of injury. The third thing is to use naps strategically. If you have the ability to build naps into your day, this can sometimes be a really helpful thing. Short rest periods can help you to reset. So if you know that you have an afternoon slump where you just can't push through anything, try to schedule a 30 or 45-minute nap and then get back to what you need to do. Also recognize that you might not need naps forever. So if you're able to, utilize them while you can. Number 4 is to set realistic goals for showing up. Instead of saying, I have to do a 60-minute workout every other day, just show up for 5 minutes. 5 minutes counts. And the hope is that over time, you will gradually increase your endurance so that you can do things for longer periods of time. But when you're getting started, just promise that you're going to show up for yourself without added expectations. Showing up consistently, even briefly, is going to do more good for you over the long term than one heavy workout every once in a while. And it's going to help you set up achievable habits. And the last thing is to please be kind to yourself. Fatigue is not a character flaw, it's not a lack of willpower, and it's not laziness. It's part of neurological recovery. Progress comes from what you consistently do, not from punishing yourself from what you're not able to do yet. Focus on what you can do, and just show up however you can right now. This is where you have to start thinking differently. Exercise and movement as part of your home rehab routine should not feel like a punishment. It's important to reframe your thoughts here. It's about teaching your brain, working with your body, building endurance and tolerance slowly over time, reducing the risk of another stroke and other long-term health issues, and helping you move more easily. Some days you're gonna do more, and some days you're gonna do less. But regardless, they're both part of making progress. If exercise and your home rehab routine feel impossible because you're exhausted, I want you to hear this. You are not broken. Your effort matters. And recovery doesn't mean that you have to push yourself into the ground. Leave me a comment and let me know what helped you get back into your home rehab routine if you were experiencing post-stroke fatigue. And if you found this video helpful, please make sure to leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member by clicking the join button, or leave us a super thanks by clicking in the YouTube bar below. And of course, a huge thank you to all the donors who make this nonprofit possible, with a special thank you to Modus Nova and Joseph M. and our Empowerer tier on Patreon. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.